Rest your violence! Order your violence! Company, rest. Sergeant Monroe, report the roll of the company. Captain John Parker. Men, we have not heard from our scouts any confirmation as to the movement of the regulars. You are to be dismissed, but be ready to muster at the sound of the drum. I shall return to Buckman Tavern to await word. Anyone entering the tavern must first discharge your musket. Company, handle hard! Rest your violence! Show your violence! Prepare to be dismissed by the runabout! Face!
Good morning. Thank you for coming to witness our portrayal of the first battle of the American Revolution. My name is Henry Liu, past Captain Commanding of the Lexington Minutemen. On behalf of the Lexington Minutemen and all the people of Lexington, it is a pleasure to welcome you here on this special day. Precisely 250 years ago, on the dawn of April 19th, 1775, this common became the birthplace of American liberty. On the field today are the Lexington Minutemen, commanded by Captain Steve Cole, the Ladies Association of Revolutionary America, His Majesty's 10th Regiment of Foot, the 4th, 5th, and 52nd Regiment Light Infantry Companies, the 1st Foot Guards, and the 16th Light Dragoons. We also have waiting units, visiting units, in the column of British regulars from England, and from across the country, including California, to be part of this event. Now, let's set the stage. It is now 1775. There are no paved roads, flagpole, or statue. There are no Starlink satellites or ChatGPT. This is a small rural town west of Boston, settled as Cambridge Farms in 1642 and incorporated as the town of Lexington in 1713. In the years leading up to 1775, British Parliament imposed various taxes on its colonies, and tensions between England and the colonies grew steadily. King George III kept military forces in Boston to support the royal governor and help contain the colonists' resentment. In December 1773, the Lexington Militia, also known as the Lexington Training Band, was under the command of Captain John Parker. They reaffirmed their resolve to fight for freedom and liberty by taking this pledge. We trust in God that should the state of our affairs require it, we shall be ready to sacrifice our estates and everything dear in life, yea, in life itself, in support of the common cause. By 1774, virtually every town's militia within 50 miles of Boston took similar oaths. A few of the towns had also become storage depots for gunpowder and military supplies. Concord, located just a few miles west of here, was one of those towns. On the night of April 18th, hundreds of British regulars traveled by boat from Boston across the Charles River to neighboring Cambridge, where they awaited distribution of rations before marching off to Concord. That delay allowed Paul Revere and William Dawes, who set out separately on horseback from Boston, to get a head start of the regular column. In addition to the head start, the regulars' steady pace of march once they got moving was no match for the speed of Revere and Dawes on horseback, who were swiftly moving through the darkness to alert local militia captains and others along the route that the British regulars were on the march. Unlike popular belief, they did not shout out, "The British are coming," but rather, "The regulars are out." Revere arrived in Lexington around midnight, Dawes shortly thereafter, at the home of Reverend Jonas Clark, a short distance away from this common. Also at Clark's home were two house guests, John Hancock and Samuel Adams, who recently attended meetings of the Massachusetts Provincial Congress in Concord. Revere and Dawes delivered news from Joseph Warren and the Boston Committee of Safety that the regulars may seek to arrest these two patriots. Upon receiving the news about the regulars' advance, Captain Parker ordered the sounding of the alarm bell in the belfry, which originally stood here on the common, to notify the townspeople and militia of the imminent danger. What you saw earlier was a representation of this alarm, with Captain Parker assembling his men to warn them of the news he just received about the approaching column of the troops. After notifying his men, Parker allowed those living close by to return to their homes. Others remained on the common, and several retired to Buckman Tavern, which you can still see standing nearby. Those going inside the tavern discharged their weapons before going inside, as directed by Captain Parker. While the men of Captain Parker's company assembled on the town common, some women remained behind to safeguard their homes or to watch over loved ones who were unable to leave. But many of the women of Lexington evacuated their homes to keep their families safe from the impending danger of the advancing British column. As you are about to witness, women woke their children in the dead of night, hid valuables, carried what they could with them, and set off with their children to get out of harm's way. As they moved toward safety, many undoubtedly bid farewell to their fathers, husbands, brothers, and sons, who were assembled on the common, not knowing if they would see them again. Listen closely, and you may hear those mothers waking their children.
Awake, Joshua. Come now, you must arise. Listen to me. Father has left to muster on the common with the other townsmen. The king's soldiers is marching from Boston. We must leave the house. Come, up now, son. Get dressed.
But Mother, I want to go be with Father.
I need your help here, son. Dress quickly. And then I want you to gather the silver in the trunk and bury it by the stone wall behind the barn.
Bury it? Why?
To be sure no one thinks they can take it. I will get your brothers and sisters ready. Go now.